lot of BECE candidates were asking as to when BECE school selection process will begin. And the good news is here. The school selection process will begin very soon, and we are here to share the update with you, the procedure and the guidelines for the school selection. This is SHS class. If it's your first time of watching our video, don't forget to like, share and then subscribe. So we are going to look at updates, guidelines, deadlines and procedures for the 2026 school selection process. Now, what are the dates and deadlines for the selection? Now, before we let you know the dates, students should kindly take note that there will be a nationwide training and sensitization exercise from Wednesday 15 July to Tuesday 28 July 2026. This sensitization exercise is to educate the general public, the educational officers in the district, and go to some designated areas and then let them understand how the process will be done, and even head teachers and also students or the candidates. That is why this sensitization and training section will be done, just to educate the public on how the selection will be done. Now, the date for the school selection is slated for Monday 20th July 2026 and then to end on Friday 7th August 2026. So Monday 20th July 2026 and then up to Friday 7th July 2026, all BECE candidates will be selecting their schools. So please get ready, prepare yourself for that date. Additionally, we also want to let you know that there will be nationwide sensitization within these dates. That's the Wednesday 15 July to the 28th July. There will be sensitization videos all around. So as students, we have to be checking. We have to also be information prone. Alright, we should be listening to news, following social media platforms. You can also follow GES official platform, so you can be abreast with the process and everything involved. Now, what are the selection guidelines? So this year, candidates are to select a total of 8 schools. These 8 schools, there are 2 sections. We have the 6 main choices and then 2 alternative choices. The 6 main choices happen to be the main selection of the school, of the student, sorry. That is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and the 6th choice. While the 2 alternative choices will be a selection criteria that will be considered when you miss out on the main 6 selection of choices. That is why we'll consider the 2 alternative choice. You know, the government of Ghana is trying its best, so students would have at least a minimum of secondary education. So they are doing this to ensure that a lot of students are being enrolled into our senior high schools. Second, the 6 schools or the 6 main schools should be arranged in order of preference. When we say order of preference, it means you should arrange it based on your choice. So it means that your first choice school should come first, followed by the less subscribed schools, or followed by the school that you less prefer. So it's advisable that your first choice will be your most preferred school, whilst your first category A school will be your most preferred one. Now, in this year, the issue or the problem of I'm going to choose A, then later I'll change it, and change it will not be allowed this year. That is why they are advising you that you choose a school based on your interest, that you have a lot of interest in, the order of preference. Very important. The next one is that the 2 alternative choices, there's a section called Appendix 3. That is where the selection will be done from. And in Appendix 3, that is where you select your 2 preferred courses. Mostly the Appendix 3 have special boarding schools, schools that are less subscribed by students. GES wants some students to feel there, want you to go there to explore. All the schools are equally doing well, so they would like you to also explore or go to those schools. So that is the Appendix 3 for the 2 alternative school selection choice, in addition to the 6 making 8. The next guideline is that candidates are to select their program according to the following: 3 boarding schools, 3 day schools. So you are choosing the program you want to study, the course, general arts, physics, general science, and all that. And note that 3 out of the 6 choices are going to be boarding, and 3 out of the remaining 3 are going to be day schools. And the selection criteria will be discussed very soon. Now, candidates must select 1 day and 1 boarding school from category B, and 1 day and 1 boarding school from category C. And we are selecting 6, so out of the 6, 2 will be category B, 2 will be category C. Out of that category B, which are 2, 1 is going to be boarding, and 1, the residential status, is going to be day. For the C also, 1 going to be boarding, the other going to be day. Now this year you are choosing not more than 2 category A schools, not more than 2, so the highest will be 2. So if you choose the 2 category A schools, it also means that one of them will be boarding, one of them will be day. As easy as that. Important notes for candidates, parents, and school teachers. A school selected by a candidate cannot be changed after submission. That's why I said what? Your highly preferred school should come first, the first choice, because this year changing of schools will not be entertained. Next, candidates cannot select more than 2 schools from category A. Can select a maximum of 2 schools. That is all. You can't go beyond the 2. Candidates cannot select more than 2 schools from category B. So it's similar to the category B, only the highest can be 2. You can't go above 2, so you can select 3 category B schools. And candidates may also choose to select all the 6 schools from category C. And don't forget, 3 of them will be boarding, 3 of them will be day. So you may decide not to choose from A or from B, but you only choose your schools from category C. It's also allowed, but 3 of them will be boarding, 3 of them will be day. Now, some candidates would wish to go to the TVET schools. TVET schools are schools who offer training, technical and vocational training education. So we advise that for such students, you only select the TVET schools. We'll give you a booklet with the schools, and then you find TVET schools with their program. So you go for those programs. You also want to do garment, construction technology, wood technology, and those technical related programs. We advise you to go to, or choose your category, your selection, or choose from the categories of the TVET. And we have A, B, and C, just like for the regular schools. We have category A, B, C for the TVET schools, and you can do your selection from there. Candidates who wish to pursue career-oriented programs. Career-oriented programs are going to be courses related to the sciences, the STEM, the coding, etc. So for such students, you also select your selection from the STEM schools. From the STEM schools, you may select all your 5 choices, category A, B, C, and then either day or boarding. Then you choose your program. Very important. Now this is how the form looks like. So this is how the form will look like. So candidates will input their name, full name, just like you registered with the BECE, then your index number, then the name of the JHS you attended, your gender, then the district that your JHS can be located, and then its region. So we have the first 6 choices, then the 2 alternative choices. So you input your school code with the name, the category, the program code, the program name, the residential status. You indicate all these things there. And when you are done, you go to the alternative choice. Don't forget that the first 6, 2 category A, 2 category B, 2 category C. 3 of them being boarding, 3 of them being day. You may also choose to select all the 6 schools from category C. 3 of them will be boarding, 3 of them will be day. But for the alternative choice, we have the appendix 3. That is where the selection will be done from. The alternative choice from the appendix 3. That is where the selection will be done from. So it's very important that students, we take very note of this. So when it's time for us to do our selection, we'll do our selection and then we'll be placed in the school of our choice. With that being said, the release of results are also expected to come very soon. So very soon results will be out. It's expected that results will be out even before the school selection exercise will begin. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully the results will be released so we can be placed into our senior high school. So when you're done, your parent or your guardian should write their name and sign. Then you put their contact there and also the date. Then the head teacher would have to stamp or append or validate the form before it is sent to the CSSPS for processing. So this is how the school selection process for 2026 will be done. Don't forget 8 schools in total, 6 main, 2 alternatives, 2 category A, 2 category B, 2 category C, which each of them 1 school being boarding, 1 school being day, with your program that you want to offer. So this is how this year's school selection process is going to be. Thank you for watching. If this video was helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.